I did not mean to get this invested in this, but it happened by accident. What is it? The Great American Family Network is what it's called. It is the new network that was created by the former CEO and president of Hallmark Media. And then he hired Candace Cameron Bure away from Hallmark. And they're developing programming for this new network. And she did an interview with the Wall Street Journal. And everybody knows she's a Christian. Everyone knows her brother Kirk Cameron's a Christian. And they talk about their faith a lot. And so she gave an interview in the Wall Street Journal, and she was saying that she just felt as though the Great American Family Network was a better home for her, that she wanted a focus on faith and traditional families, etc. Now, after how many years of saying, well, go make your own network, go make your own. I mean, she did it, and they wanted to chase her away from Hallmark, and then she created something of her own and is helping to build it, and they're still mad. So I was talking yesterday about how the Walking Dead guy and his CW wife or whatever were getting mad at her and going off on her for all of this. And now, what's her face? Marin? Man, are you sure it isn't Karen? Morris is mad too. Like, all of these thirsty people who desperately want attention are coming out of the woodwork to try to get in on this. It's like a pile on. I think is the way that I'd put it was that her interview with the Wall Street Journal. How did I put this? I wrote about this last night. I said it was kind of like the Noah's Ark for angry CW and cable talent who couldn't run up the gangplank fast enough to escape the flood of irrelevancy. It's kind of what I bet it's true. You have all these people coming out, and they're going on and on. So every day there are more people getting angry at her. And I mean, you have the Logo network. That's the gay folks network. Are they bigoted because their purpose for their network is, quote, dedicated to lifestyle and entertainment programming targeting the LGBT audience? That's how they describe themselves. So are they bigots? Are BET bigots because they have a network that creates content dedicated to Black Americans? Or what about Univision for Hispanic Americans? I mean, they even have a network that is full of bad after-school movies for grown women. It's called Lifetime. They have all sports network. They have a bad comedy network, except for South Park. I mean, they have a network for home stuff. They got a network for science stuff. They got a network for food stuff. They have a sports stuff network. They have a network for all kinds of things, because here's what's kind of crazy. In the quest to turn a profit, people create different networks for different audiences, and they offer different channels to provide content for those audiences. That's so insane, right? I mean, oh my goodness. No, what's wrong with these people is that they're more upset that Christian content is the focus more than they are upset over the exclusion of alphabet issues. That's the real thing. Look, I don't know why these people, they don't object to any of the other niche programming, but they can't handle when they're not invited to something. Who cares if somebody creates a network? Not everyone has to think like you. Like Marin Morris. When is this woman not bitching about something? Like every time I see her, she's yelling about some other woman. She sounds jealous. That's how they look, thirsty and jealous, because all they do is snipe at other women. She sounds jealous. Meanwhile, Candace Cameron Bure is crying into all her money. I mean, she's been on television for how long? And then she's got her network and everything else. She's doing, she's done the Hallmark stuff. Doesn't she have some other home lines and all this other stuff? I don't know. It's like she does all this stuff. I'm really sure she's going to be really sad.
But I know we've talked about it on the show before, but we're all tired of when you declare you love waffles and then the next question from someone is, why do you hate pancakes?
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how it works. Just because I happen to be for this thing doesn't mean I have disdain or some sort of evil directed at the other thing. And that's the conflation that I think is killing our communication today.
And I don't like this idea that you have to force people to watch stuff or that you have to accommodate. There's I think people use the word tolerance when they mean accommodation by force or total full-on acceptance or whatever. You can do your own thing. I don't care if somebody creates a network and it's full of stuff that isn't dedicated to my eyeballs. I don't care. Go on and do your thing. I mean, I'm sorry if your life is so empty that you feel that every single thing is a slight directed exactly towards you. What a self-centered existence. And what an empty life that you think you have to be invited to everything. I was left out of this new network. Look at all of the other networks out there that provide representation, including a literal whole network for a dedicated towards the programming you want. And why are you complaining? Because she's got one of this. There's one of this network that's just doing traditional stuff. For the love, stop it. Not everybody has to think the same. That is, always remember who's doing this. It's not the right. It is the left. They are the ones who, heaven forbid, you think differently. Oh my gosh, you went away and created something? I don't like what you created. I demand you be shut down. That's who these people are. They're little fascists. Good grief. By the way, I think that Bure is handling this so much classier than I think anybody else, particularly myself, would have ever handled this. But she's not backing down. She's like, oh, that's sad that you feel that way. I'm crying into my money. She didn't say that, but I did. Yeah. I mean, she should just do an Instagram video where she's using some Benjamins to dry up her tears. Just, oh, I'm so sorry you don't like me.